beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible contributions from all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Kickback. And for full disclosure, this figure was purchased from an overseas seller, but will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon. And this is one kind of similar to the Sharkticon that I was a little on the fence about, mostly because of the size. When I would think of the Sharkticons and Insecticons, I would think of smaller actual characters. So for me, this is the figure that I've had in my collection since it came out. It just fit better, I think. Doing a whole bunch of comparisons right up front, I guess. Bringing some other deluxe figures. Here we have Jazz. Here's Bumblebee, who is a deluxe figure, but obviously a smaller one. And then bringing in some Decepticons that are going to be a little bit bigger. Here we have Megatron, and then everybody's favorite, here we have Soundwave. So, for me, like I said, I just thought that the size was always a little bit better with these, like, legend scale figures. And as you can see, the new Kickback is really large. But now getting them out here and getting them all kind of displayed with one another, it doesn't look nearly as bad as I thought. And that makes me so much more happier. It really does make me hope that the rest of the Insecticons are eventually going to be making their way to us. Now, again, staying in for the comparison, you can see basically they are the same thing. He's a grasshopper. So you got the wings, you got the antenna, you got the crazy little arms here. All that kind of stuff is here. Although this guy, you can see that he does have a lot of kind of hanging out parts with like the arms and everything. I mean, it's a legend size figure, so it's not going to be overly complicated. Whereas this guy, everything cleans up really very, very nicely. I mean, even the, I guess, integration of his weapons is pretty good. This one's probably a little bit weird. You can plug it here in the bottom, but here's his little blaster, which looks really very cool. It does look, there's a lot of paint on here. It does look like it's molded in a black plastic, but it's got this nice silver and then this very metallic purple on the tips, and then the, like, bullet clip, I guess. That's really very nice. I dig that. And then he also does come with these translucent bits, which this is I mean, this is kind of a stretch. I don't really care that much about this. But you can have him hold these and dual wield extra little energy blades. I do like that you can plug them right on there. They have this little clearish tab. You can kind of see the little tabs right here and here that literally line up with some slots that are on the top here. That is going to be really hard to kind of see, but you can see it there, and you can just peg that in there. Kind of, well, no, maybe not that. There we go. I mean, you can make them even bigger looking if you really wanted to, I guess. And then you can hold them. You can put them on his arm for energy effects. I like the color on here. Nice purple with the clearer section towards the bottom. I don't really care too much about these. They're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Just don't really have much of an interest in them. But when you take all that off, here you have Kickback. And again, fantastic figure. Ridiculously simple. He is a deluxe figure, and I feel like that legend one is a little bit more kind of involved in terms of the transformation, but it doesn't really need to be too overly detailed because he was pretty simplistic. You can see the wings do look great. I love that detail that they put into the wings themselves. That is really nice. Colors are all basically what you would want. These are antennae. I don't know why some people would think of them as eyes. They are not eyes. It's just, I don't understand. But these are antennae. I mean, okay, there's little bulbs at the end that, ooh, maybe that looks like an eyeball. No, these are the antenna for the guy. You got the clearish section right here, which is weird because it doesn't open, although it does kind of look like it would. There literally is like a pin here, but there's little things on the inside here that really don't make it open, so I don't know how you're supposed to do that. Why they even put that in there is kind of a weird thing to me, but it's there. But you got the little arms down here, the little nails and stuff. You got all that kind of, I mean, it's kickback. I mean, you know what you're getting with this guy. Transformation, though, like I said, is insanely simple. Just take these, tuck that up in that side. Take that, tuck that up there. You have this section here, which are his feet. Fold those down. There's that. Kind of just straighten them up a little bit. Take these wings, rotate these back. It's almost like it's a G1 toy, realistically. Kind of collapse all of this. Oh, and then rotate that around. Straighten that out. Like so. So again, let me do that for you one more time. Rotate this around. Collapse all that. Yeah. Kind of straighten out that. Ready? Ready for the big reveal? Take this. Rotate this piece back. That tucks. And then you rotate his head. That's it. There's kickback. I mean, like I said, it's basically like a G1 toy in terms of the transformation. Does that bother me? Nope, not at all. Because every aspect of it is exactly what I would want in an Insecticon. An insect mode that looks how he's supposed to. A robot mode that looks how he's supposed to. And it's simple. It doesn't need to be complex. Because it all works. And I gotta say that this is another figure that I feel that I unfairly judged using that Sharkticon logic. Well, yeah, he is definitely bigger than that Power of the Prime Titan Return. I don't remember what line it was. You can see there is a huge size difference here. For some other comparisons, here we have him with Megatron, and you can see that the size is actually pretty decent. He should be smaller than Megatron, and he obviously is. But, I mean, I think that it works if I'm able to get his legs to cooperate with me. Come on, there we go. So get him standing there. I mean, that works pretty decently. This is far too small now by comparison. And bringing in some other ones that I had, obviously here's Bumblebee, who, I don't know, like, again, that's definitely way too small now by comparison to all these other guys. But that, I think, works. Jazz, who's a little bit bigger of a deluxe figure, so you can see how that is. And let's put him right here in front of Megatron, because I brought him in before, because I like doing it. Here is Soundwave. I mean, I feel like this scale works decently. Legitimately, the only thing that makes me worry now is, are we going to get Bombshell and Shrapnel, or whatever they're calling them now. I don't remember, but this was the best that I had for the longest time, and now I'm happy to be able to move this on and find this guy a new home. First weapons, obviously you can see that he's holding his gun fairly well. You can also, again, use these little blade things. If you wanted to do something like that, you could have little blade weapons. I mean, I don't know why you want to do this, but, you know, you can do it. I mean, just get your hand in there. Come on now. What's happening, dude? There we go. I mean, he can have, like, little bladed weapons, which that's cool, I guess. Or, on the side here, you have the little post right there where you can plug these in right there. So you could have that, like, a blade weapon on the side of his arm if you really wanted to, or if you, again, wanted to, you could leave that plugged into the side of his wing. So all that stuff is there. But really a very, very cool representation of him. As you can see, the transformation is insanely simple on this guy. It's not overly complex at all. In fact, like I talked about, that Legend one is probably a little bit more complicated in terms of transformation than this guy, but it works pretty decently. Couple things that I don't particularly like. The wings still look really good. I love how that works. You got the head and all that, which the head sculpt is amazing. Coming down to the arms, though, I feel like because this makes up the back of his arm, so like this is his tricep, having the bend here, it looks a little bit weird, especially with this extra stuff hanging out, and you can kind of see how it creates like a gap right there. That looks weird. When it's like that, it looks perfectly fine, but that does make it look a little bit weird. Also, I was talking about the chest. Honestly, you can see that it looks like it pegs in here, and there's no way that I know of to get that open because it looks like it slots in there, but it's plain as day that there's a pin right here, and it's not for anything, because there's no waist or there's no ab crunch or anything. So it's like, why is that pin there? Why is it going through? This is all rounded, and then this is locked in place. Literally, I have no idea why that's the case. So honestly, I have no idea. It is kind of weird, but you know, it is what it is. Legs look really good. Everything on this guy cleans up fairly nicely, except for those little bits here when you bend. I mean, even in just the regular robot mode, I mean, like, just standing there like that, that's fine. And then you got the little spiky ones here at the bottom, which look good. But the rest of them cleans up very, very nicely. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, but you don't get too much up and down or anything. But you get some nice side-to-side. The shoulders hinge in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the bicep. It does have that elbow bend right there. You do also have a waist swivel, which is nice. Hips move forward and back. They move in and out. They rotate at the upper part of the thigh. Bend at the knee. There is ankle tilt built in, which is great. And then you can see that you can really get that before it kind of breaks up some of that sculpt right there. You can get a real deep sort of bend right there. And then I guess the toes go up and down. So all the articulation that you would expect is basically there, which is nice to see. In general, and then the antenna do move forward and back. They are a softer material, so I don't like playing around with that too much. But overall, the figure's great. And really, the only qualm that I would have would be, like I would say, these little arm sections, and then whether or not we're going to get the other two Insecticons. You can't give us one without giving us the other two. That would really annoy me. And for my completionist sort of thing, would absolutely drive me up the wall. Now, transformation back. First, we're going to rotate his head, just like so. This little piece here comes up, covers his face, just like that. And that's kind of putting the ears or antenna in a position like that. Rotate these around. Then you... Transformation is just as simple going this way as it was the other way. I guess the hardest part would be kind of getting these little arms in a position that kind of supports his weight of sorts. So just kind of bend all that, and then he's going to just kind of sit there like so. Take these, rotate these up and out. Do that on this side as well. And literally you just kind of bend these back, pull these all the way down. Kind of just flare that up like that. And that's going to sit there. Take the feet, tuck the feet up, and that's it. There he is. He's done. He's back in his grasshopper mode. So, I mean, some people might complain about the transformation. I think that it works, though. Simple is effective from time to time, and I definitely think it's the case here with the Insecticon known as KICKBACK. There really doesn't need to be a lot involved in them, and I think that they really did a great job just keeping that simplicity that the original had, creating a look that is damn near identical to the cartoon. There are a couple of issues, like I said, the elbows, I don't understand the whole chest thing, and I guess that uncertainty, but I mean, I can't really fault this figure for it. I would end up faulting Hasbro if they didn't give us the other Insecticons. But this is a great addition. I really am happy with it. Like I talked about, a lot of what they've been doing recently has been absolutely blowing me away. And it is continuing so far with this Legacy line. You guys have seen my review of Dragstrip. You now see my review of KICKBACK. And I am loving everything that they're giving to us. So there you are, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class KICKBACK. As I previously mentioned, this figure was purchased from an overseas seller, but he will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon, so if you are looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and just go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can head on over there and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thanks for watching, and taking the time to be a kid.